What if your entire life of privilege, every luxury, every comfort, was ripped away overnight with one impossible choice? What if the only way to keep everything you've ever known was to marry a complete stranger, live in a world you despise, and surrender control to someone who sees through every mask you wear? But what happens when that stranger doesn't play by your rules, and you start to wonder if you're the one being played? When the lines between duty and desire blur, when truth is buried beneath layers of betrayal, how far would you go to protect your heart? Or lose it completely? Stay close. This is not just a story about love, it's about power, survival, and the fight to reclaim your own destiny. New York glittered beneath Ivy Quinn's feet like it was made just for her. Penthouse parties, champagne that never ran dry, designer heels clicking across marble floors. At 29, she lived a life most people could only dream of. And she owned it, the drama, the decadence, the spotlight. She didn't build the empire. She was the empire's jewel, William Quinn's only daughter, the heiress to one of the city's most powerful fortunes. Money wasn't just something she had, it was the language she spoke, the air she breathed. Responsibility. That was someone else's problem. Until her father decided he was done watching her waste it all. "You're getting married." Ivy blinked, mid-sip of her morning latte, as William Quinn stood in his office like a king laying down judgment. "Excuse me," she scoffed, lowering her sunglasses. "To who?" "One of your Wall Street friends. To Knox Wilder. He runs a ranch in Texas." Silence. Then, "You've lost your mind." But William wasn't smiling. His voice was cold steel. "You've wasted enough time, Ivy. Enough money. Enough second chances. It's time you learn the value of work, of sacrifice. Marry Knox. Live on his ranch for 1 year. Or you're out. No inheritance. No trust fund. Nothing." Ivy stood, her heart hammering in fury. "You can't be serious." "I've never been more serious." And just like that, her world, her perfect, pampered world, shattered. The private jet touched down in Texas under a brutal sun, Ivy's heels sinking into the dusty ground as she stepped off with a scowl. Her designer luggage clashed violently with the landscape. "This is hell," she muttered, pushing her oversized sunglasses up her nose. And then she saw him. Knox Wilder. Tall. Broad shoulders. Worn jeans. A face carved by the sun and hard work, not city lights. His eyes narrowed the second he saw her, arms crossed. Ivy laughed under her breath. "So you're the farmer. Great. Where's your pitchfork?" Knox didn't flinch. His voice was gravel and grit. "And you must be the spoiled princess. Hope you brought boots. Heels don't work out here." "Neither do I," Ivy snapped. "Trust me, I figured." The air between them was instant fire, hot, sharp, and full of contempt. This wasn't a wedding. It was war. What Ivy didn't know was that Knox hadn't said yes to this arrangement just to teach her a lesson. He had his own reasons. Buried deep. And dangerous. The Texas sun was unforgiving, scorching Ivy's skin as she stumbled through mud and manure, clutching a shovel with hands that had never seen a blister. Her designer clothes were long gone, replaced by Knox's old flannel shirts and boots 2 sizes too big. "You want to eat? You work," Knox barked from across the corral, eyes cold, arms folded. "I'm not your servant," Ivy snapped, wiping sweat from her forehead. "You're my wife. Start acting like it." Her eyes blazed. "This isn't a marriage. It's a prison sentence." Knox smirked, tossing her a pitchfork. "Then welcome to hard time, princess." Days blurred into each other, early mornings, hard labor, aching muscles. Ivy tried everything to escape, faking illness, sneaking phone calls to her father, even attempting to book a private jet home. But Knox shut it all down. No phone. No driver. No excuses. He didn't care who her father was. He didn't care about her tantrums. And that infuriated her more than anything. "You think you can break me?" she hissed one night after hours of hauling hay. Knox didn't look up. "No. I think you're already broken. I'm just waiting to see if you fix yourself." But slowly, something shifted. In the quiet mornings, she watched Knox work, how he cared for his animals, how he helped his neighbors without being asked. He wasn't cruel. He was real. At night, the ranch hands would gather around the fire, sharing stories, laughter, food. No one cared about brands or money. Just community. One evening, Ivy sat quietly, listening as an older woman, Martha, shared how Knox had once paid off her medical bills in secret. "He didn't want anyone to know," Martha smiled. Said helping was enough. Ivy's chest tightened. Who is this man? The next morning, Ivy heard frantic shouting. One of the women on the ranch, Emily, pregnant and panicked, needed help. Her husband was stuck in town, and she was in pain. Ivy didn't hesitate. For the first time, she didn't ask, didn't argue, she ran. Held Emily's hand. Stayed with her until help arrived. And when Emily looked at her, tears in her eyes, and whispered, "Thank you," something inside Ivy cracked. For the first time, she felt useful. Needed. Alive. Late one afternoon, Ivy was searching for supplies in the old storage barn, when she stumbled upon a dusty box marked Quinn Wilder Private. Curiosity burning, she opened it. Inside, letters, contracts, and one envelope that made her blood run cold. A letter from her father to Knox's father, William Quinn, requesting a substantial loan, never repaid. Promising a solution to keep the debt quiet. Ivy's hands trembled. Her father had used her to cover his own disgrace. Forced her into marriage to settle his debt. And Knox, had he known? Had this all been about revenge? That night, Ivy stormed into the house, the letter clutched in her fist. Knox looked up from the fireplace, eyes narrowing. "You used me," Ivy spat. "You married me to pay off a damn debt." Knox stood, silent. "Was this your plan all along? Drag me out here, humiliate me, get your revenge?" Knox's jaw clenched. "It's not that simple. Don't lie to me." He met her glare, voice low. "Yes, I knew about the debt. Yes, your father made this arrangement. But I didn't do it for him, or for money." "Then why?" "Because this land, these people, my people, were at risk. If your father had gone public with that debt, I could have lost everything. I did what I had to do. To protect them." Ivy's voice cracked, raw. "And what about me, Knox? Did you ever care about me?" Silence stretched. "Then. I didn't expect to. But I do now. More than you'll ever know." Her heart ached with betrayal, confusion, and something more painful, hope. She had fallen for him. And now she didn't know if she could trust him again. The black SUV rolled up the dirt path like a storm cloud, kicking dust into the air as it screeched to a stop in front of the farmhouse. The door swung open, polished Italian leather shoes hitting the ground. William Quinn had arrived. Ivy froze on the porch, heart pounding. Her father's presence was like ice, sharp, cold, suffocating. "Pack your things," he ordered, stepping up the stairs without so much as a glance around. "We're going home." She blinked. "Excuse me," William's eyes cut into her. You're leaving this place. You'll marry Charles Davenport. His father just secured the Quinn Davenport merger. This is your duty. Ivy's voice trembled with fury. You mean my price tag? Call it what you want. You had your little farm adventure. It's over. Come back before I cut you off for good. He leaned closer, his voice like venom. And if you think staying here will save this dump, think again. That land deed. It's still mine. I take it back. Wilder loses everything. Ivy's blood ran cold. He wouldn't. Would he? Choose, Ivy. A life of worth, or ruin, with a man who used you from day one. All the doubt came crashing back, Knox's secrets, the debt, the marriage built on lies. Her father's power loomed like a noose. She stood at the edge of everything, wealth, security, her past. Or a man who may never fully be hers. And then the scream shattered the moment. Fire. The barn's on fire. Smoke billowed across the fields as flames swallowed the barn, the heart of the ranch's harvest. Workers scrambled, shouting, trying to douse the blaze. Knox was already there, barking orders, eyes frantic. Get the horses out. Move the cattle, Geo. Without thinking, Ivy ran into the chaos. Get back. Knox shouted. It's too dangerous. Not leaving. She yelled, grabbing a hose, coughing as smoke seared her lungs. She helped pull animals to safety, hauled buckets, guided workers, all fear gone. Her nails chipped, hands blistered, clothes soaked in ash and sweat. And when the fire finally died, when the sun rose over scorched earth, Ivy stood, covered in soot, exhausted but unbroken. Knox stared at her like he'd never seen her before. Not a spoiled heiress. Not a burden. A fighter. His equal. Later that day, William waited by his car, tapping his watch. Enough games. Let's go. Ivy faced him, voice steady. I'm not leaving. Don't be stupid. You're throwing away your life. She smiled, calm, certain. No. I'm finally living it. I won't be bought. I won't be used. She handed him her trust fund documents. Keep it. I have everything I need here. His face twisted in rage. You're nothing without me. No. I'm free without you. William turned, storming into the car, slamming the door. Ivy watched him drive away, without a single regret. She had chosen. Not out of fear. Not out of duty. But out of love, for this land, these people. And maybe, just maybe, for the man who stood waiting in the doorway, eyes full of something raw and real. The barn had been rebuilt, stronger than before. Life on the ranch moved on, crops replanted, animals tended, fences mended. But something deeper had shifted. In both of them. One evening, under the pink-streaked Texas sky, Knox found Ivy sitting on the porch steps, her boots dusty, hair in a loose braid. She looked peaceful, yet distant, like her heart was still caught between past and future. He walked over, hands in his pockets, voice low. You stayed. She nodded, eyes on the horizon. I did. Silence stretched between them, heavy but not uncomfortable. Then Knox stepped closer. I thought you'd leave. I almost did. His breath caught. I tried not to feel anything for you. I thought if I kept it about the deal, about the land, it'd be easier. He looked down, voice raw. But it wasn't. I fell for you, Ivy. Somewhere between your tantrums and that fire, damn it, I fell. And I was scared you'd walk away, and I'd lose the only thing I didn't know I needed. Her eyes softened. She stood, facing him. "You're an idiot," she whispered, smiling. "I know." She reached for his hand, fingers intertwining with his. "Good thing I love idiots." A week later, Knox led Ivy into the field behind the house, the place where the stars shone brightest. No fanfare. No crowd. Just the two of them, and a simple wooden box in his hand. He dropped to one knee. No contracts. No debts. Just love. "Marry me, for real this time." The ring was modest, a small diamond, set in a band made from wood carved from the old barn. A symbol of everything they had rebuilt. Tears shimmered in Ivy's eyes as she nodded. Yes. Always yes. The entire ranch gathered under the open sky, lanterns strung between trees, laughter echoing across the fields. Ivy wore a simple lace dress, barefoot in the grass. Knox waited for her, heart pounding like the first time he saw her step off that jet. This wasn't about obligation. It was about home. As they exchanged vows, Ivy glanced past the crowd and saw him. William Quinn. Standing alone beneath a distant oak tree, dressed in black, expression unreadable. He didn't approach. Didn't speak. But as Ivy and Knox kissed, sealing a new beginning, William gave a small nod. Acknowledging. Accepting. Letting go. Ivy leaned against Knox on the porch swing, a baby cooing in her arms, the ranch alive with summer light. She had traded diamonds for dirt, penthouses for open skies. And in losing everything, she had found everything. Knox looked down at her, voice soft. "You still miss the city?" Ivy smiled, pressing a kiss to his lips. "Not even a little."